Howdy folks, are you tired of your garbage disposal constantly getting clogged or taking up a lot of space? Today, I'll show you step by step how to remove it and replace it with a simple sink flange, saving space, reducing clogs, and making your kitchen easier to maintain. Check out this final product from this guide. Interested? Well, let's get started. Here's everything you need for this project. The Glacier Bay sink strainer, the dishwasher tailpiece. Don't make the mistake I did here, folks. Most dishwashers use a 5/8 branch, not a 7/8 branch, one like I mistakenly bought. If you aren't sure what size your dishwasher hose is, get the 5/8 branch one. Next, we'll need the tailpiece extension in case the first one's too short, a multi-tool or a putty knife, a garbage disposal wrench. This makes it easier to remove the garbage disposal. A plumber's wrench is optional, but could be better than using regular pliers. Plumber's putty to help create a watertight seal with the sink strainer, some pliers, and basic things like a screwdriver and a bolt. The very first step is to disconnect the existing pipes. Let's start by loosening these two nuts here that connect the P-trap with the vertical pipe. Do this by turning them counterclockwise. Be sure to have a bowl ready as water will spill out. The P-trap's U-shape holds water inside, which prevents sewer smell from coming out of the sink. Once you remove the P-trap, dump the water into the bowl and set it aside as we'll need it later. The second step is to loosen the dishwasher's hose clamp and pull the hose out from the garbage disposal. Drain any water left inside, as there most likely will be some. The next pipe to remove is the vertical extension that is connected to the garbage disposal. Put this next to the P-trap as well. The third step is to remove the garbage disposal from the sink. I apologize, folks, but I don't show this step due to technical difficulties, but I'll show you what I did. I took the garbage disposal wrench, hooked it through one of the hooks you see here, and with the pliers, I grabbed the flange in place to prevent it from moving, and then rotated the wrench to the left. This may take some force, and be prepared for the garbage disposal to just fall down. So either have something supporting it or be ready to grab it. Once removed, grab some paper towels and dry it to avoid getting things too wet. The next part to remove is this metal ring, which holds the flange from simply falling down. It's at the bottom of the flange here. Use a flathead screwdriver or your hands to remove it. Once removed, then simply pull the flange down. We won't be reusing these, so put them aside to toss them. Then the last part of the flange can be removed by simply pushing it up from the bottom of the sink and removing it. Let's clean the surface by taking the multi-tool or putty knife and scrape any old plumber's putty, then clean and dry the surface. The fourth step involves dealing with electrical wires, so we need to turn the power off at the circuit breaker. Be certain that the garbage disposal doesn't have any power going to it by turning the switch on and confirming that the garbage disposal doesn't turn on. Then unscrew the bottom cover to expose the wires. Remove the wire nuts from the white and black wires, then use a screwdriver or a drill to loosen the green or ground screw. This will allow you to remove the ground wire and then pull out all the wires from the garbage disposal. Then take each wire nut and tighten it on each wire separately. To take additional safety measures, then take some electrical tape and wrap it around the wire and the wire nut. Great news! At this point, we can now toss that garbage disposal where it belongs, the trash bin. Good riddance. Step 5 is to install the new flange. This is what's inside the box. We're going to remove the very first metal nut at the bottom. Once removed, you'll see two washers. One is made from cardboard, as you see here. It's important to keep all these in the same order as we are removing them. So I'll put this cardboard washer on top of the metal nut. Next is to remove the black rubber washer and put it on top of the cardboard washer. With everything removed, we're going to flip the flange upside down and apply plumber's putty along the side. To do so, grab a ball of putty and then create a thin, long bead of it by rubbing it back and forth like this. Then place it around the surface's edge like so. Once it's all around the surface, Press it down with your fingers so that you make sure it's compact against the surface. Next, simply put it through the sink and firmly press it down all around. You'll see excess plumber's putty surface on top. Do not remove this just yet until we are done with the project. This is where the multi-tool putty knife is going to come in handy because it's going to make it really easy for you to remove all this excess. Looking from the bottom, you should also see putty excess. This is okay to remove. So use your hands to remove this excess and then take a wet paper towel and clean around the surface. That's how we want it to look. Time to thread the washer and metal nut back onto the flange in the same order as it came into the box. First goes the black rubber washer, then the cardboard washer, followed by the metal nut. Tighten the nut at first with your hand, and then use your plumber's wrench or a regular set of pliers to tighten it some more. It's at this point where I want to be sure that we have a watertight seal before we continue. To do so, take a sink drain stopper and fill the sink up with water. If you don't see any leaks, you can be confident that you have a watertight seal and we can continue on to the next step. Step 6 is to reconnect the pipes. Here is our tailpiece pipe along with the nut and red washer that came with the package. I'm going to attach this to the P-trap. To do so, I need to first feed the nut through the bottom with the flat part of it facing up. Then feed the red washer through, making sure that the flat side and wider side is facing up in the same direction as the nut. I'll then take the tailpiece pipe and begin threading it to the P-trap as you see here. Only hand tighten the nuts from here on out. Using a tool will over tighten it and cause the rubber washer to break and cause future leaks. The next nut to tighten back is the one that connects the P-trap with the drain. This part is the most common area to see leaks because there is no rubber washer involved. It's strange, I don't get why there isn't, but it is what it is. Once this is tightened, I now need to measure how much of the tailpiece extension pipe is needed to connect it to the strainer. I've indicated with my finger where I need to cut. I forgot to mention earlier, but an oscillating tool is a must-have for any homeowner. This is what I'm using to cut through the pipe as you see here. It's as easy as rotating the pipe on the oscillating blade until you complete the cut. Back inside, we'll insert the plastic washer that came in the strainer package into the tailpiece pipe we cut to size. Then feed the metal nut that also came in the strainer package from the bottom of the pipe upwards. Be sure that the hollow side is facing upwards, and then simply hand tighten this. Next, take another nut and feed it through the pipe with the flat side facing upwards. Then grab a washer and feed it through with the wider and flat side facing upwards as well. Once in place, the nut simply hangs onto the pipe as you see here. Next, it's a matter of hand tightening all the nuts. The one connecting the tailpiece pipes together, the one connecting the tailpiece and the P-trap pipes, and the one connecting the P-trap and the drain pipe. Be sure to also reattach and tighten the dishwasher clamp to the tailpiece pipe as you see here. Once all this is together, it's now a matter to make sure that there are no leaks. To do this, be sure to run the dishwasher and observe that when it's draining, that there is no water coming from the hose. Then remove the sink stopper and let the water drain down. I don't see any leaks here, so this is a project well done. This entire upgrade cost me only $40 in materials and took under an hour. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and share with a friend, and subscribe for more DIY do-it-yourself content on repairs, maintenance, and renovation projects, as well as content around the path towards homeownership. As always, folks, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.